you need to clean up your memetic diet. We've talked on this channel about the idea of memetic immunity, and the basis for that is the memes that you consume. I'd like to talk more at length about how one goes about developing immunity, but it is a more complex topic, and I will say today's video is going to be more short, fun, holiday season themed. Instead, I'm going to whitelist 10 pieces of media, whether it's a book, a song, a TV show, a movie, that are now under the purview of acceptable memetic diet intake. Previously, it was just what it is in meme analysis, and now it's going to be these other 10 things as well. Pretty much this is a list of 10 things I have consumed in the past 6 to 7 months that I find very compelling. I'll talk a bit about why, and I'd recommend these. Beginning with number 1, we have spooky story channels. I am a massive fan of spooky stories, particularly the channels Chas and Midnight Broadcast. Both of these are excellent compilers of some of the best /x/green texts or creepypastas. Honestly, great communities, amazing comment section, some of the top spooky videos IMO on the entire YouTube platform. Highly recommend. Also, as a side note, I would say I recommend, if this gets to either of the two people who run this channel, get in contact with meme analysis and work on corresponding monsters and things that appear inside of these stories with elements, planets, magical forces beyond simply, the creepy ghouls and goblins. Number 2, we have Maine Coons. I am a huge sucker for a tassel ear Maine Coon page called, I think, Tassel Ear Maine Coon Cattery. Great page, always a pick-me-up. This is some eye bleach, as some might say, for the disgusting Instagram and TikTok feeds that pollute many people's minds. Highly recommend tassel-eared Maine Coons. Number 3 is a TikTok page called High Inquiries. Huge fan of this page. I think it is a type of found media assembly, along with these very ambient kind of in your feels type of YouTube or TikTok music. Always a very compelling watch. I like it because it's been able to basically mainstream very niche conspiracy subject matter through, popular mediums and get videos to have millions and millions of views and talk about subject matter that is ultimately this is previously something that would be censored, but because it's been kind of interwoven into an acceptable TikTok digestible bit. Anyways, highly recommend the channel. This is one of the rare finds on TikTok that is worth your time. Number 4, David McGowan's writing. I know I did a video in a David McGowan style of speaking, but David McGowan, I recently read Program to Kill and Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon. Highly recommend him. Very fascinating writer. He's great at researching things that are within the public eye and assembling disparate facts and ideas and characters in a way that never really tells you what to think, but prompts you to make a handful of interesting conclusions. Number 5 is a book I actually heard about in a Dave Chappelle stand-up called Pimp by Iceberg Slim. I'm almost done with that right now. I found that to be a rather harrowing look at the pimp life, and just kind of reading something like that and contrasting it to, a lot of the discourse surrounding sex work today. It's a very fascinating read and a look into kind of the perspectives we don't typically see inside of the sex work world, which is, what leads people to this? What is the psychology of the people carrying this out, and how much it has changed in the past, 60 years. Number 6 is a movie I saw a couple days ago called The Untamed. Came out in 2016. I've got a name on here, Escalante, I think is the last name. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Awesome movie. Definitely kind of Lovecraftian horror tints. I won't get into any of the spoilers, but I will say it is a fascinating look at, what people do for themselves versus what they do for loved ones, friends, and family, and when those two things kind of separate from each other, and what motivates people to pursue things that maybe are not towards the best interest of everyone around them. Number 7 is an anime I recently watched called Lookism. Now, don't mistake this with kind of the incel lookism. Lookism is an anime that touches on those themes, but definitely does not take as dire of an outlook. It is, it's an anime, it's kind of kid-oriented, and it's very fun. And ultimately, I'd say it's a very optimistic watch. It's like 8 episodes. Completely different takeaways from reading an incel forum. You actually, at the end of this, I think you'll feel happy and glad you watched it. And it makes you reflect, and it definitely sums up a lot of complex ideas about how beauty-centric society is becoming, social media facilitating those things, and takeaways about how people maybe should overlook and look past these things and focus on, character and vibe. Number 8, we have the Subgenius documentary, J.R. Bob Dobbs and the Church of the Subgenius. Excellent watch, a very interesting look at a modern cult that kind of flew in the face of the entire public discourse surrounding cults and still is relatively prominent today. I would say it's one of the best looks at just how influential and widespread Subgenius spread over its, major heyday. Number 9 is a bit more of a mainstream thing, but it was the chess boxing event hosted by Ludwig, maybe about a week ago. Typically, I'm not one to recommend hyper mainstream influencer happenings, but this was a really fascinating event. And, while they did kind of take this from an existing subculture that already does the boxing chess fight matches, this was extremely compelling. The fact that they brought in all of these creators, I really want to see events like this continue to excel and take things out from the digital and bring them into physical happenings and manifestations of all of this desire for scenes and movements. I think I appreciate what Ludwig is doing, and I think this is the beginning of hopefully many other things like this. Recommend giving it a watch. And lastly, we have the song Dirty Work by Steely Dan. I've been listening to that a lot, and love that song. You should listen to it right after this. I'd say this video is partially inspired by Meme Analysis's Substack, the God Disc. I don't know what he calls it, but he recommends things, talks about things he's interested in. And, ultimately, the idea of the Memetic diet is complicated. A lot of us have jobs and lifestyles now that subject us to a lot of memes and culture that we might not necessarily want in our heads. However, if we control and think about things and ingest them in a manner that is, productive towards the vibe. Now, I would say going out in the woods and just not doing any of this is probably the ideal, but if you're somewhere in that medium, these are some things now on the whitelist that you can check out. Hope y'all have a fantastic Christmas season holidays. I think I might get a video. Let me think for a second. I'll see you before Christmas, but in the meantime, check in with your family, friends, loved ones. Stay warm if you're on the northern side of the globe. It is what it is.